Yo. We're back in Stella Sora. Of course we are, because of course, the new main story chapter for chapter 8 has dropped. And well, I'm happy. After all this time talking negatively about Stella Sora and what I want, what more do I want out of it, I was just waiting for that one moment. Stella Sora needs its Eden Treaty. So did it get it? Not really per se, but it is a step in the right direction. Overall, this story chapter, it gave us a lot. Not a lot of answers, definitely not a lot of answers, but a lot of different points here and there that's just makes you want to sit down and like try to read over everything thinking, did I read that right? Is that really it? Well, I don't know. But yeah, overall, I did really like that chapter. It's a step in the right direction. I think we're finally getting serious and big in our story in Stella Sora. None of that mid-tier filet crap anymore. Thank you, based God of Grace. But yeah, this chapter is really good. I did like the remembering moments of both Ali and Iris. The small Iris chapter, like that I felt that because you know, job market in the world sucks, so I'm gonna be like her in some dead-end outsourced job, probably gonna be homeless in 15 years, whatever. And the bad ending, they did good on the bad ending. Like, it's actually speechless. It's just that, okay, the bad ending getting its own video. I'm not talking about the bad ending here, but we need to talk about Stella Sora in general. That it was revealed that the Empress, our first time knowing about this character, knew about the Tyrant in this locked up monolith, far away from center of Nova, at the edge of the world. It's all very confusing. And we look back on the Tyrant that we found, the Tyrant that the new Star Guild found, in that box, they believed to be a wishing box, covered in flowers. My whole assumption was that the Tyrant, there has to be certain conditions for the Tyrant to pop up. And I assumed that New Star Guild had to have done something to make that condition possible. But I was confused. Is it a timeline? Is it a connection issue? Is it this or that? This chapter made me think, what if it wasn't something as grand? What if signatures just matched? I mean, it was Iris was the one who touched that box. So technically she was the one that opened it and awakened the Tyrant. And that box the Tyrant was not like a normal wishing box, covered in flowers. Like someone put them in there. Someone sadly wept goodbye to the Tyrants. Somebody like the Empress, right under the nose of Angie. This is the greatest lie ever told. Oh my goodness. This is another car idea. I was driving to work one time, thinking about this chapter, thinking, wait a second, what if this was all her plan? What was this Empress thinking? Did she know? So what am I getting at? Well, first off, let's do a bit of timeline stuff. We know that the Tyrant gets revived every single couple hundred centuries. And somehow they're defeated or something happens to them and they go back to sleep. I assume this happened a couple of times. Now about Serena. Serena has been this awkward character. We finally know that she is also Angie. I don't know, I was confused about her names being both Angie and Serena. We now know that Angie is this ancient name that probably means something. Probably the Slayer of the Tyrant. For the first person that did kill the Tyrant was probably named Angie and she took that. Cool. Good job, Serena. She's LARPing now. That's the thing, she's LARPing now. Or not, who knows. And that and the Empress with the White Cat troop. Those guys who basically became more of just performers and actual like bodyguards, but they did sometimes go after corrupt officials. So that just showed that the Empress is a good person. So pretty kind person, all that stuff. As you know, the troop did love her a lot. But all really is confusing now in Stella Sora is that what happened to Serena? What happened to the Tyrant? What happened to the Empress? Well, wrapping everything together, I think it is pretty simple. The Empress probably was the only one that was able to get inside that locked monolith. And for some reason, in that locked monolith, the Tyrant was there. The only other way people got inside was Benito's sister. Only way she got into it was to use the signature of the Empress, a soul stone that she left behind, to break through. So the Empress had to be the only one able to get inside. And inside that monolith was the Tyrant. She probably talked to them, probably enjoyed their stories. She was a good person. She probably understood that how corrupt, how evil the world is, and how much she wanted more for the world. And she probably saw the Tyrant as a good person as well. Nothing like the stories of legends. Nothing like the person that will shake up the world in a bad direction. The Empress probably wanted the tyrant to live, but she can't do that. She's an Empress, she had duties, and she was probably sick as well. Probably because she just birthed a child or something, we don't know. And during the same time, I'm assuming that Angie, Miss Serena LARPing as Angie, got into power. But how? It seems way too planned if you ask me. This is a small tangent right now, but Serena seems way too prepared on how to deal with the tyrant. The whole wishing up the weapon of legends that only the tyrant would know, her creating the whole Salvation Committee, being the leader of that, and getting agents around the world, and having enough sway that she gets the Arbiters and the Sentinels of Dawn on her side. Like, something must be going on. So my tangent is, we all know that in this chapter, Chose said that something was wrong with Serena, and she didn't disagree. So my idea is she's either sick, she's either dying soon, she's probably has some dark magic, some curse, whatever. Also has some random idea. She's like possessed by the original Angie, and the original Angie is like in the same boat as the tyrant, as she always gets revived in a different body, and her job is just kill the tyrant. I guess she was tired enough that she wants to end the tyrant for good. Because how did she think about that unless she's done this before? So my whole idea was that, like, she probably did something to her body, did something to just fully predict when the tyrant was coming, and she got that exact date, and she was so ready for this that she got everything ready to kill the tyrant and become this great hero. But the tyrant didn't come. What happened to the tyrant during that time period? Well, the Empress met them first, and the Empress fell in love with the tyrant. Shoot, she could even be the first person to give up her soul for the tyrant. We don't know. But we're also gonna assume that the Empress was smart enough to know that she can't let this be known that the tyrant is awake. She can't let it be known, so else Serena will send the whole Salvation Committee against her. So she played it super smart. She's super smart that the tyrant will stay alive and grow up into a world very later on, probably with more time. Who knows? Probably to lose their memory, so they'll do different actions. I don't know. So most likely the Empress did this. The Empress, knowing that the tyrant wouldn't be able to beat Serena at that current moment, put them to sleep or something. Maybe there was an agreement, maybe it was a cost, maybe she accidentally betrayed the tyrant. Either way, she was the one that put the tyrant in that sleeping box, and she felt so bad. She made it like a coffin. All those flowers around the tyrant as an apology. She made sure everything in that monolith was connected to the Empress. Only you can get inside was with the Empress signature. And well, she's gonna not be here for much longer anymore. So the only person she'll be able to get into that monolith now is someone directly connected to her. Someone like a daughter. She made that task for Talahert. She was the one supposed to watch a random baby in a random orphanage. In that basement of the orphanage, there's a bunch of stuff needed to improve on yourself in the future. I don't know. This was all planned from the very beginning. Why was Allie the one supposed to watch over the girl? Because she's the last remaining remnant of the Empress. Iris is connected to the Empress in some way. That's where she got that whole small story segment of she was wondering why she was so different from Amber and Noya, of those kids who were much more in line with the trucker lifestyle, much more in line with the freedom of the wild, because that's just not in her. She was always wanted to be a part of a corporation. She always wanted to be a corporate girl. Why was she so different? Well, probably it's just her blood, her signature. She got royal blood. I don't know. So Allie was sent to watch Iris and to protect them, and this probably pissed off Serena so much. Serena doesn't know where the tyrant is, and like I said beforehand, I believe Serena did some dark magic voodoo crap in order to figure out the tyrant's supposed to be revived at this current moment, and so that's when she put her plans to action. But now she can't, and now she's running out of time. I think her time is limited, and she might be breaking apart soon. That's why she's such a freak. That's why she freaks out a lot in the previous bad ending, because she knows that if the tyrant isn't the tyrant, she wasted her life. She wasted every single moment. In the first bad ending, she just quietly talks to herself how the tyrant isn't tyrant. And the bad ending in this chapter, she just goes out to a random monolith to die, probably thinking that, well, the tyrant isn't in this time. I'm probably a bit too early or something, and just goes off and dies, get revived in a different time. I don't know. So, but Serena knows that something was amiss. She got duped by the Empress, and everything's being hidden. So of course she played it super smart. She got the Dust Arbiters to investigate the murder, kept out the White Cat troop from thinking of trying to defend their case, so that the Dust Arbiters can label them as heretics. If you're a heretic, you can't be defended. If you're a heretic, even the common people will think that as well. If you're not in line with the God of Grace, the religion that everyone follows, You're a threat to the world. A perfect layup from Angie. She was allowed to use the Essentials of Dawn to hunt down all these heretics, and to use the Dust Arbiters to take their memory, because she knows they're all hiding something. The Empress told someone to hide something, to hide that baby, and she was searching for that. That's why there was all those sweeps. She probably figured out that there is a baby out there connected to the Empress, and that's what she had to search for. But it didn't work out. After the whole situation, the cat troop fled to Mirage, and the orphanage stayed safe. I don't know what happens next. That Allie, raises the kids, got Amber and Noya, raises them all like her daughter. She loses her memories as well thanks to the monoliths, that she's basically untrackable. And well, Serena plans fails and she just has to wait for the Tyrant's actual awakening. So that's my theory right now. I think this Tyrant was delayed, and in that delayedness, something changed. And so in that monolith that connected the Empress, only Iris was able to open it. Probably Iris was the one that allowed them to find it. All the stuff needed to find the monolith was in that basement. She wanted Iris to grow up, get all those items, probably get a team to go find that monolith and awaken the Tyrant themselves. And it worked. She was the one that touched that wishing box. It probably wasn't a wishing box, it was probably just a seal, and opened up for it to be the Tyrant. Wow. So now I'm just confused, because I don't really want to say that baby was actually Iris. Okay, the baby was Iris. I don't want to think that she's a direct daughter of the Empress. I don't know if that's going to be true or not, but she could be. She was the one that touched the monolith. She's probably the one that helped them find it. And she was different from Noya and Amber, who were just orphans. I mean, probably both of them gonna have something special. They can't be. It would be just Iris is special. I don't know. This is a lot I'm talking about in Stella Sora, and I'm still excited for what comes next. The next big chapter, as we're all stuck in Mirage, with that monolith finally appearing, the Tyrant might finally find out who they are. Most likely in the next chapter, we're gonna get moments of the Tyrant and the Empress, and we're probably gonna see what the Empress looks like. I'm excited to see what comes next. So this is a small roundabout theory on what's going on. To sum things up, the Empress hid the Tyrant, hid the monolith, hid everything with her own signature, and then she passed away. The only person able to open that now is Iris, the perfect dupe against the Salvation Committee, the perfect dupe against Angie. And now Angie's time is running out. That's why she's so desperate these days. That's why she needs to make sure the Tyrant's a Tyrant. She needs to make sure that she becomes that hero. But why? I don't know. I could make a Serena video later on, but I don't know enough about her that I do want to wait until we get more about her backstory to figure out why. More about her backstory, more about the Tyrant's backstory. And then maybe I'll talk about who is Serena, why is she doing this? Because the Tyrant is a good person, but is Serena one as well? I don't know. It's a ramble video on, but it's fine. See y'all next time in Stella Sora, where nothing happens. A bad ending soon. Please wait for the bad ending. I just want to talk about that bad ending. Yeah, bye-bye. Please. That bad ending was so good. Come on.